There is a small, often overlooked muscle sitting quietly on the inside of your thigh. It doesn't get talked about much. Most people have never even heard its name. But this tiny muscle, known as the Vastus Medialis Oblique, or VMO, could be the most important factor standing between you and a life free from knee pain, stiffness, and instability. If your knees have been aching, feeling weak, or giving you trouble with everyday movements like walking upstairs, standing from a chair, or simply crossing the room, this muscle is likely a big part of the reason why. And today, we are going to change that with 4 simple, low-impact exercises designed specifically to reawaken, retrain, and restore your VMO, no matter your age, your history, or how long your knees have been struggling. The VMO sits on the inner side of your quadriceps and acts like a natural stabilizer for your kneecap. When it is strong and firing correctly, it keeps your kneecap tracking in the right direction, absorbs shock with each step, and protects the joint from unnecessary wear. But when it goes quiet, which happens far more often than people realize, the entire knee system starts to break down. Other muscles overcompensate, the kneecap drifts out of place, cartilage begins to wear unevenly, and pain becomes a daily companion. The good news is that this is not permanent. Your muscles have not forgotten how to work. They have simply been waiting for the right signal to wake back up. The first exercise is called active foam rolling, and it is not the casual kind of rolling most people do while watching television. This is intentional, focused, and neurologically purposeful. When you have been dealing with knee pain, swelling, or even just a long period of reduced activity, your brain gradually disconnects from the muscles that are supposed to protect your joints. The VMO is often the first to go offline. Active foam rolling is how you begin that reconnection. By applying gentle, controlled pressure to your quadriceps while simultaneously bending your knee, you are sending a clear signal to your nervous system that this muscle matters again. You are telling your body to pay attention. To do this exercise, lie face down on the floor and place a foam roller just above your knee on your thigh. Slowly begin to bend your knee, drawing your heel upward as you gently roll your thigh toward your hip. If you find a tender or tight spot, do not rush past it. Pause, take a slow breath, and allow the muscle to soften and release. Spend 1 to 2 minutes on each leg and try to do this daily for the first 2 weeks. After that, 3 times per week is enough to maintain the benefits. The tissue will become more elastic, more responsive, and movement will begin to feel smoother and more natural. The second exercise addresses something that many people miss entirely. When the VMO struggles, it is rarely the only muscle that has gone quiet. Pain and inactivity tend to silence the whole support system at once, including the glutes, hamstrings, and the small stabilizing muscles around the shin and ankle. When these muscles stop contributing, the body is forced to compensate in unhealthy ways, and that is when overload and injury become almost inevitable. This exercise, done lying face down with your legs extended, targets the entire posterior chain and teaches these muscles to work together again as a coordinated team. Lie flat on your stomach with both legs straight. Begin by gently squeezing your glutes, then fully straighten one knee by pressing it firmly into the ground. Flex your ankle so that your toes point toward your shin, and hold this entire position firm for 30 seconds. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your neck soft, and your breathing steady. Repeat 3 times on each side, alternating between legs. It may look deceptively simple, but the effect runs deep. You are not just building muscle in this moment. You are rebuilding the neuromuscular memory that tells your body how to stand, walk, and move with genuine stability and control. The third exercise is where things become very specific. Muscles do not just contract in isolation. They fire in sequences. And when that sequence gets disrupted around the knee, which is extremely common after injury, swelling, or surgery, the results can be subtle but damaging over time. You may have noticed your knee drifting inward when you stand, or a slight tremor in your leg when you step down from a curb. These are not just signs of weakness, they are signs of a timing problem. The VMO is meant to activate first, before the other quad muscles take over. When it does not, the kneecap gets pulled outward and cartilage begins to take on stress it was never designed to handle. This drill teaches the VMO to lead again. Sit or lie down with your leg fully extended in front of you. Before you do anything else, focus your attention on the inner edge of your thigh, just above the kneecap. Gently tighten that specific area. You may need to place your fingertips on it to feel whether it is activating. Once you feel it engage, slowly and deliberately straighten your knee while keeping that muscle switched on. Do not rush. Once your knee is fully extended, point your toes downward and hold for 10 seconds. Then flex your foot upward toward your shin and hold for another 10 seconds. Repeat 3 to 5 times per leg. The pace is slow by design. You are not training for speed here. You are training your nervous system to prioritize the right muscle in the right order, and that kind of reprogramming requires patience and presence. The fourth and final exercise brings everything together and translates it into real-life movement, which is ultimately where it matters most. A muscle that only works on the floor while you are lying down is not going to help you climb stairs, step off a curb, or walk through a parking lot. This final movement is a functional lunge that asks your VMO to show up in an upright, load-bearing position, exactly as it would during everyday activities. Begin by standing with one foot placed forward in a split stance. Press firmly into the ball of your front foot, feeling your foot arch engage beneath you. Place your fingertips lightly on the inner portion of your front thigh, just above the knee, and feel for the VMO to switch on. From this position, slowly press through your front leg and rise to standing. At the top, pause for 5 full seconds. Stand tall, breathe, and feel the stability in that knee. Then slowly and with control, lower yourself back to the starting position. Perform 4 to 6 repetitions on each leg. The depth of your movement is not the goal here. The quality of your control is. Every slow, deliberate rise is teaching your body a new movement pattern, one where the VMO leads and the knee is protected. These 4 exercises, done consistently, can produce meaningful changes in how your knees feel and function, not overnight, but steadily and reliably. Pain is not an inevitable part of aging. It is often a signal that something has gone quiet in the body, and the answer to that signal is not to stop moving. It is to move more thoughtfully. Your muscles are not done. They have simply been waiting. Give them the right stimulus, the right intention, and the right consistency, and they will respond. Your knees were built to carry you through a long and active life. With the right approach, they still can.